video day, guys. So for today's video, I know I haven't seen you guys in a few days. Today's video is going to be a video I filmed last year, and I decided to keep on the tradition and do it again this year. If you guys have already noticed, I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious with adding items to my eyeshadow collection because I feel like I have a really big collection already. For me personally, like I just have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and I only have 2 eyes. So I'm trying to cut back on buying palettes that seem redundant to my collection. If you guys have watched my Make Up Your Mind, basically that's what I'm doing on that series. I'm looking at new eyeshadow palettes and I'm seeing if I have similar things in my collection to see if it's even worth picking up that palette. So along with that idea, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the purchases that I made, especially in the beginning of the year, and tell you guys also if I feel like maybe it was not the smartest idea to have purchased these items because technically I probably already have it. What my number was for this year, how many eyeshadow palettes I picked up this year. These are only palettes I purchased with my own money. I excluded everything from BoxyCharm and also anything that was sent to me in PR. I'm not including. These are only items that I paid for myself. I spent my money on it. And yeah, these are all the palettes I added. And I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I didn't think that this was going to be a big number because I really cut back on buying, but I guess I didn't do it that fast because when I started pulling the palettes out, I was like, more? How many did I buy? So yeah, I think I went a little cuckoo in the beginning of the year because there's more than I expected. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into everything. I'm going to show you guys every single eyeshadow palette, but I'm not going to say this in any particular order just because there's so many. I will do a ranking video, which I'll show you guys my favorite and least favorite palette that I picked up this year. And maybe in that video, I'll throw in the stuff that I got in PR too. We'll see, but I'm not sure. Let's start off with the first palette, and that is this one. This is Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and it looks like this. I actually really like this palette. It's so pretty, and I'm happy to have it part of the collection for sure. Now, the color tones in here are it's pretty unique to my collection, I think. Looking at these, I don't think I have like millions of shades that would have been similar to this one, so I do think that this was a nice add-on. I do like the palette. I don't use it as much as I thought I was going to, but I do like it. So now, this one, the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette. I will tell you guys, I didn't even realize that I bought this year. I thought I bought this last year. That's how long ago it feels like I bought this, but this was only 7 months ago that I purchased this palette, so this is pretty damn new. It looks just like this, and I really like this palette. I use this one very often, and I do enjoy it a lot. And yeah, there's some tones in here that I probably could have found in my collection already, but I do really like this one, and yeah, I don't know. I would have probably added that one anyways because I really like it. This one right here, the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. I really do like this palette. I think it's unique to my collection. I don't think I grab it as much as I would have wanted to grab it. And I do feel like some of these shades I do have, but there is a lot of shades in here that I don't have. I feel like this is one of those really funny palettes. Like there's a lot to say about it. Some of these shades really are not the most flattering shades, but it's a nice palette. It's very different. So for that reason, a lot of the shades are unique. I don't feel like these are shades that I see a lot in my collection. So for that, I do really like this palette. And so this is another palette that I got this year. It's this one. It's My Pleasure. So this is from Colourpop. This is a beautiful palette. I really like it, but I don't grab it that much, and that's pretty crazy because I remember when I first bought it, I was like using this left and right because I really liked it, but I find myself not grabbing it. So maybe I need to add this one like to the top of my collection so like I actually grab it because I do like it, but I don't know. I have to remember that I have it, you know? If I would have bought this one first, this is the next one that I purchased, maybe I probably wouldn't have bought that one from Colourpop because this little guy has a lot of the purples in it and they're not 100% similar, but yeah, I think I have pretty nice purples in here, and It's My Pleasure is a very good palette too, but I really wanted this one from Natasha Denona. So if I would have bought this one first, which I didn't, I bought this one after, maybe I wouldn't have bought the Colourpop one because they were pretty similar like hue-wise, you know? But I do really love this palette. Dark Edit from Viseart. I really like this palette a lot, and I will tell you guys that the tones in here are so different for me. They're so vibrant, they're so rich, they're so good. I can't even say that like in my collection I have very similar tones. These are very different. I love the formula of this palette as well, so that's also a big for me. Like the formula is amazing. I feel like the colors are very unique. So yeah, I really love this palette. So that one's a good one. Okay, so now this one here is the Orange You Glad. This was another palette that I added to my collection thinking that I was going to use it so much because I've done some pretty cool orange eyes before, but I never grab it. I never grab it. And it's really a shame because, I don't know, I think one of the biggest reasons that I love this palette so much was this glitter in the middle. I thought it was so beautiful. But lately, I've been getting so paranoid with putting glitter on my lids just because there's been so much talk about glitter lately. And I know if you use a good glitter glue and all that stuff, everything should be fine. But I do get a little paranoid that a glitter or two can fall into the eye. It does get me a little bit worried. Now, the colors in here are really pretty, but I don't use it that often. So I don't know. And I think, do I have a lot of orange? I might not have a lot of these colors in my collection already, but I didn't realize how much I don't use orange. You know what I mean? That's the problem with that one. So then let's jump into these guys. I got the Rustic Glam this year. This is from Dominique Cosmetics. It's my first Dominique Cosmetics purchase ever, and I like it. I really do. I love this palette so much. It works super, super good, and this type of orange is kind of like the orange that I do gravitate to a lot, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe this one probably wasn't really worth it, to be honest, but this is a beautiful palette. This one was worth it. I mean, there is some shades in here that I have, but a lot of these I don't. They're very unique, and I don't know, just even the textures of some of them are super cool that really, really perform awesome. So this one I am super happy with, and I would have definitely repurchased it a million times. Then I got this one. So this was from Morphe, the 35G Bronze Gold. I bought this one because I thought it was so pretty. Look at this palette. It's so pretty to the eye, but I don't like this palette. I just don't use it at all, and I thought that I was going to use this so much, and I don't use it at all. I feel like there is some other colors in my collection that are similar to this one. I don't think I really needed this one. So this was probably one that I should have probably passed on, but I bought it because of the hype. I probably should have passed on it. I love this one. So this is a good one. This is the Carli Bybel palette, and I don't feel like I have these colors. I was looking through my collection like the other day wondering like, do I have a lot of these colors? And I don't. There's really unique, pretty shades in here. There's only one other palette that has similar colors to it, but I would prefer this one over that one. And okay, there's the Misunderstood palette. This is one that I bought from Colourpop. Now, I do remember liking the performance of this palette, but I never grabbed this palette. I don't know if it's because of like the colors in it, but I just don't grab it. Now, I do feel like some of these colors are very unique to my collection. I don't think that I have a lot of these tones. Like even the purple here is just a different purple. This color right here that's kind of like a goldish green is different to my collection as well. I do feel like it's a unique enough palette for me to have. I just didn't realize that I wasn't going to use it as much. I think that's where my drawback was with that one. The Natasha Denona Mini Tropic palette. This is a pretty palette. Some of these colors are unique, some of them aren't. I don't grab it that often. I do like it. Charlotte Tilbury, this is the holiday palette. This is a beautiful palette. I use this one so often, guys, and I feel like this palette is probably boring compared to the other ones, but I use it so much, and I honestly don't care if I had these colors in my collection. This is like the type of palette that I would tell you guys, like, this is like your convenience palette. To me, this palette is just so convenient that I don't care if I have these colors. This is just a perfect layout colors for me, and I love it. So this was a great buy. I'm so happy I bought that one. The two Charlotte Tilbury palettes that I purchased this year, I'm very happy that I bought. So I mean, that's pretty neat. This little guy right here, the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions. Yes, these colors are unique. No, I never grab it. It's a lot of pigments. Pigments dry out my eyes, and I don't know, it's a pretty cool palette, but it's just not worth the hassle that it gives my eyes when I use it. So that one's like, meh. Then we have This is from Milani. I purchased this one not that long ago, and this is the Gilded Jade, is it called? Yeah, Gilded Jade. This is a really pretty palette, and it does perform good. I just don't grab it that often, and I will tell you, there's some colors in here that remind me a lot of the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions, and then of course there's some gold Natasha Denona vibes in here too. So I do feel like I own a lot of the shades in here, and I probably didn't need to buy that palette, to be honest. Another palette Riviera Anastasia palette. So excited for this one from the photos. There's just something so cool about this palette. I actually really love the packaging, and I didn't think it was going to be so bright inside when I saw this packaging. I don't know. I was thinking like a Riviera kind of inspired palette that looked more yachtish than this type of colors, if you guys know what I'm saying. And I do like these colors. I think they're cool, but I hardly grab it. And I will tell you, these shimmers on the top are so different. Some of them remind me of the Carli Bybel palette, but I don't really like the Bahamas shade. I don't like the Cannes shade, the Palm shade. They're all pigments and they are very hard to blend. I don't think that it was not unique to my collection, but I don't know if I would have repurchased it if, you know, I hadn't bought it in the beginning of the year. The Sephora Pro palette, this is one of the ones that I just added to my collection just recently, and I got this one on sale. So I have to keep that in consideration when I'm telling you guys. This is such a cool palette. This gives me like all those neon or really bright colors that I really wanted in my collection without having to have them in a bunch of different palettes, because I hardly ever jump into these type of tones personally. It's just like when I'm filming or I want to do like cool Instagram looking eyes, I'll grab this type of palette. It's come in handy. I like it. I don't think it's as pigmented as it should be, but it's a good palette. So I'm happy I got this one. This one, I might have some tones in here, but I like it all in one palette, so I'm cool with that one. And then the last one is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. To be honest, some of these colors are just, they're nice. They work okay. I like a few of the textures more than I like some of the other ones. And I mean, I have not grabbed any of the glitters yet, like using it on a daily basis. Like I haven't used the glitters. I've tried using the sequin row a couple times. So it's funny because this one was unique in the sense that a lot of these textures I didn't own, but after actually owning the palette and using it, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like it's a really nice palette. I like it, but I don't know if I would have repurchased it, to be honest. Anyway, so let's count. Let's see how many I have in here. And I already told you guys, there was a few, I think, that I probably wouldn't have purchased based off of the color tones that I probably already have them. But let's just see what my number is, okay? I'm gonna start to count. So it looks like I added 18 eyeshadow palettes to my collection this year. That's a lot. It really is. I mean, like, I know there's going to be people out there that have added a lot more, especially because we're on YouTube and this is what we like to do, is review these type of palettes for you guys. So I'm sure there's people who purchase like a lot more than this, but like for me, that's a lot. 18, I feel like, was a pretty big amount. I'm hoping that in 2020, I'm going to purchase a lot less eyeshadow palettes. Kind of relax with the purchasing and over purchasing of eyeshadow palettes, just because, like, I don't know, the hype becomes so cool and you want everything. And then when you purchase it all and you really look at it at the end of the year and you start to say, damn, I didn't use this as much as I thought I would, and something sits unused for more than 2 or 3 months, then you probably are not like super drawn to it, and maybe you shouldn't have bought it, you know? So yeah, that's my number, guys, 18. Hoping that 2020 brings me less, but I'm not going to give you any promises. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up if you guys want me to rank all of these palettes, tell you guys the eyeshadow palettes that I purchased this year, which ones did I like the most, and which ones did I like the least. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button before you go so you can see me again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.